tonight on BBC One. At 7 o'clock, Tomorrow's World includes a look at the dangers of driving.
Murray, I've commandeered a vehicle.
The old trick, eh? Eat the telly before I get a chance to nick you.
It's a toaster.
Dalek, you have been defeated. Surrender. You have failed.
Insufficient data.
Nazi ain't got no humanity. They're the foot soldiers of a Jew-hating, mass-murdering maniac, and they need to be destroyed. That's why any and every sumbitch we find wearing a Nazi uniform, they're gonna die.
Is this world protected? But you're not the first lot to have come here. Oh, there have been so many. And what you've got to ask is, what happened to them? Hello. I'm the Doctor.
Yes, indeed, Lyndon. Yes, indeed. Good evening, good morning. I hope you're doing well, wherever you are in the world. Well, I guess if you're in part of the world where it's morning and for you it's evening, you're not doing well. Let me tell you. You want to go and get a special test. Get that sorted out. That's what I recommend. I have had some agita, ladies and gentlemen. I have some agita. Well, yeah, no, more of an emotional roller coaster. That is what I will call it, right? You know, no one really knows what's going down in the world at all. I mean, like, there's lots of Trumpy stuff that looks awesome, right? Yeah, no, I'm talking about with Israel and like Gaza. No one knows what's like. I mean, are they backing down now? Is Hamas going to give back terror? Was it all just saber rattling? Maybe. I don't bloody know. Right? But the upshot is, my son, who's in Gaza, what's this one? A second. Hang on. My son, who's in Gaza, at the beginning of the week, he was like, no, there's no way he's going to come home for Sabbath. So then it was just going to be me and my wife. I'm like, okay, well, that's pretty darn awesome. I mean, we like that. So we worked out this awesome menu, right? Oh, so up for it. We were going to do a miso soup to start, and then like a vegetable lo mein and teriyaki salmon. I'm like, oh, yeah, that sounds, because just the two of us, we eat, oh, nice. And, yeah, we're done in bed, you know, by 7:30, which is kind of what, that does happen, right? Yeah, that's what life's like with that when you can't use your phone. Awesome, right? So but then the next day, my wife says, and I had the same feeling as well, she's kind of nervous about my son. Like, she hasn't felt nervous like this before, right? It really feels like it's going to kick off, right? And he's really on the front line. I mean, he's on the front lines because, you know, they send tanks in kind of like to first to like control an area, right? And he's like a veteran now, right? He's basically been there since October 8th, right? So we were both kind of nervous, right? So then the next day, my wife says, "You never guess what?" Says, our son, Eric, he is coming home for Sabbath. They're letting him out. He says he'll probably have to go back again on Sabbath itself. Like, if he thinks they're going to go, but he'll be able to come home for some of it. Like he wrangled himself at past. I'm like, oh, awesome. But then we lost our, and what we're going to do for lunch as well. My wife makes this awesome gumbo, like a gumbo and rice, right? That'll be fan-dabby double dozy. Then we have to make all new food. We have to make whole new food. But I'm like, yeah. So we got to do the whole like Sabbathy thing, right? And then we worked out a plan for. Oh God, all that work we put into this. I just realized. Okay, then we worked out this. A plan for lunch. We had like these entrecote steak fingers, and we're gonna have schnitzel, like flattened chicken breaded. And I don't know, rice, whatever. Okay. But my wife wanted to have a soup first. So we spent hours trying to pick out a soup to make. What was it? What the one we went with in the end? Hang on. Where'd it go? Oh, there it's doing. Mushroom wild rice soup. That's what we went with in it. We nearly went for chicken and potato soup with bacon, although we would have replaced the bacon. That did sound yum. So then it gets updated again. He said, "Oh yeah, he's going to be coming in for Sabbath, but he's going to go to his in-laws for lunch." And I'm like, "Well, really? I can't take it. It's backwards and forwards. It make me crazy, baby. Make me crazy." Anyway, but I am glad he's coming home. But I'm bummed that I'm not getting the meal I wanted. That's what it's like on the front line. So crazy things are going down, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, another 2 years worth of news, right? I mean, like, let's start at the end because this is the most mind-blowing thing, right? Let's start at the end and then we'll see how we got there. Share screen. So this got dug up. So, by the way, all this stuff is public record. Just nobody thought to look for it, right? So the reason this started is because who was it? Somebody gave Elon Musk some shit from Reuters. Gave Elon Musk some shit, and he says, "I wonder how much Reuters is receiving from the government." I'll check. Oh boy, I wonder if you can find that tweet. Hang on, I have to go to. He tweets a lot though, doesn't he? It was just yesterday. So will I be able to find the thing? Because it's really funny. Because he's just looked for it, and but it's amazing how absolutely bonkers they are. I mean, and they're absolutely bonkers. He pinned it at the top of his thing. I can't find it. It says, and here's the thing. Oh, by the way, Cash Pill looks like he's getting pushed through. He's going to be awesome. He's going to be so good. Oh man, I can't believe that Tulsi Gabbard's got confirmed. Okay, so anyway, they did some digging and they came up with this. Okay, so let me show you this: $9 million, right? A $9 million receipt. Now, what's it for? This is to Reuters, right? Reuters news service. Why? For active social engineering defense. Really? So what does that actually mean? Large-scale deception, LSD, right? Why do people think they know things when they really don't? And they're convinced they do know things because of things like this. Right? Why are people convinced that Donald Trump praised white supremacists, right, in Charlottesville? Because of things like this. Essentially what it is, you get one news organization to write something bogus, and you get the other one to quote the other one. Then the first one quotes the second, and they quote each other, and they create a fake reality. And now they do this all completely over social media, right? And it's Yeshiva World News, such a Jewish website. But it's and it's they put it all over social media and the media, and it creates. I'm having this Facebook it's not even fine. I'm trying to help this guy, right? He's a viewer. I really am. I'm trying to help him, who really genuinely believes there's going to be some kind of Holocaust to gay people, and he believes it, and he's so paranoid and scared. He's and I keep pointing out he doesn't have any facts at all. He said, now he's moved on, but he's a convicted felon. Convicted felon. I said, yeah, the convictions are going to be tossed on appeal. They have no legal merit at all. Convicted felon. What do you mean? So then, guys, bonkers because of this shit. Because of this mass manipulation shit. $9 million. I think this is a 1 month payment. Are they how much are they paying the news organizations for large-scale deception? I mean, really? Maybe, what? You could have called it Project, I don't know, edging or something. Not large-scale deception. Are you kidding me? Start date. This is 9 million over 4 years. Well, okay, there you go. Being pejorative for no reason. Okay, so they're freaking out over Elon Musk. They're freaking out over Dodge, right? And so they had one of the greatest press conferences I ever saw the other day, which we're going to look at now, because it's brilliant. Oh, man, it is so good. Where do we start with this one? Here. So this is warming up.
How do you stop looking? I mean, we've already found it. We have a case in New York where a hotel has paid $59 million. $59 million because it's housing migrants, illegal migrants. All illegal, I believe.
And they were being paid twice the normal room rate at 100% occupancy.
Unbelievable.
So it's a racket.
Yeah.
Mr. Musk, can I ask you a question?
Well, if I may sort of...
Right, and you wonder why all the hotels are filling London, because it's the same racket. And don't you think Sadiq Khan is making money out of it? He is totally making money out of it, right? They all are. They're all on the bloody take. They're all on the make. They are. That's really what it boils down, which is what this is showing. Okay. Firstly, the Treasury Department had a policy of saying yes to any invoice presented to it, right? So, there are people who have been getting $1 million a month salaries for consulting who haven't done any work probably in 10 years, right? Like the amount of waste it could be close to $1 trillion. The national debt is $2 trillion. Trump could half that national debt in the space of a few months. That's crazy, right? That is crazy. And then you got these judges who are saying no, they want to block you from auditing. I mean, Elon Musk talks about it. It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
So it's a racket.
Mr. Musk, can I ask you a question?
Well, if I may sort of...
Yeah, anyway, so again, it's it's a press conference that you could only see in this bizarre day and age we live in. It's so, look, it's just so freaky. It really is. It's so insane. Elon Musk's son was there, of course. Made a lot of headlines.
This is X, and he's a great guy, high IQ. He's a high IQ individual.
And he's got this, check out this cool chain he's got.
So thank you very much. We had a busy day today. The king just left, and we've had a great discussion, terrific discussion concerning Gaza. And
yeah, the idea that they are floating of moving the Gazans out of Gaza. If you said that, you would have been mowed down like a year ago. It's crazy, right? And the Egyptians do not like it. They do not like it at all. What are we up to? I think this one was a pretty good one.
Not a good feedback loop from the people to the government. And if you have rule of the bureaucrat, if the bureaucracy is in charge, and then what meaning does democracy actually have? If the people cannot vote and have their will be decided.
Okay, by the way, one of the reasons it's brilliant is one of the things they freak out about is how Elon Musk is an unpaid, unelected bureaucrat billionaire. What? So he's about to be calling out all the unpaid, not unpaid, very highly paid. He's going to be calling out all the very highly paid faced bureaucrats.
And then what meaning does democracy actually have? If the people cannot vote and have their will be decided by their elected representatives in the form of the president and the Senate and the House, then we don't live in a democracy. We live in a bureaucracy. So it's incredibly important that we close that feedback loop. We fix that feedback.
I love that the Spockish way he's talking that will just confound older people.
And that the public's elected representatives, the president, the House, and the Senate, decide what happens, as opposed to a large unelected bureaucracy.
So that's what they're calling a constitutional crisis. Basically, you have the elected officials coming up against the bureaucracy, and the bureaucracy is like saying, we're in charge. And they say, no, you're not.
This is not to say that there aren't some good. There are good people who are in the federal bureaucracy, but you can't have an autonomous federal bureaucracy. You have to have one that is responsive to the.
Well, you had one for a long time.
People. That's the whole point of a democracy. And so, and if you looked at this, if you asked looked at the founders today and said, what do you think of the way things have turned out? Well, we have this unelected. Fourth unconstitutional branch of government,
which is exactly what they call Elon Musk. This unelected, unconstitutional fourth branch of government. That's exactly what they're calling Elon Musk. It's incredible how he's like very actively turning it back.
Which is the bureaucracy, which has, in a lot of ways, currently more power than any elected representative. And this is not something that people want, and it's not. It does not match the will of the people. So it's...
Well, to be fair, it does match the will of some of the people, and a very small amount. And also it's what a very small amount of people want. But most people, 99.9%, no, not so into it.
Just something we've got to fix. And we've also got to address the deficit. So we've got a $2 trillion deficit. And if we don't do something about this deficit, the country's going bankrupt. I mean, it's really astounding that the interest payments alone on the national debt exceed the Defense Department budget, which is shocking because we spend a lot of money on defense. But and if that just keeps going, we're essentially going to bankrupt the country. So what I really want to say is, like, it's not optional for us to reduce the federal expenses. It's essential. It's essential for America to remain solvent as a country, and it's essential for America to have the resources necessary to provide.
I mean, like, God, how good must you feel if you're Trump? You've got literally Elon Musk on your shoulder fighting your case, like arguing your case for you.
Things to its citizens, and not simply be servicing vast amounts of debt.
Now, they have found some some far more entertaining things. What was this stuff over here? Elon Musk. This is one of the things they're going to be doing, which has freaked them out. Something chronic.
Right. Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that there are quite a
again that he's sitting there with his kid. I think it's lovely, right? It's there's a very good picture. Let's see if I can find it. With comparing like JFK with his like baby son or toddler son in the White House. What do I even search? Elon Musk JFK photo. See if that comes out. I really should. You know what? I should look in Grok. Why don't I look in Grok? Oh, here it is. There you go. Here. I did think it was a lovely picture. Hang on. Doink. Over here. Doink. There we go. I mean, I feel like it's a real return to cherishing family values, right? Which is like that's been like just gone from the world for so long, right? I think it's really, really, really sweet, right? I genuinely, it's a lovely comparison between the two. Anyway, over to you, Elon.
People in the bureaucracy who have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow manage to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth while they are in that position, which is, what happened to USAID. We're just curious as to where it came from. Maybe they're very good at investing, in which case we should take their investment advice, perhaps. But just there seems to be mysteriously they get wealthy. We don't know why. Where does it come from?
I think it's called stealing, Elon. I think it's called stealing. I think that's what happens.
And I think the reality is that they're getting wealthy at the taxpayer expense. That's the honest truth of it. So, we're looking at, we just.
Oh, well, yeah. So again, look, is he going to go after Nancy Pelosi? Oh, that'd be awesome. I mean, why not? Why not? And I think they're also going to start arresting people who are, they're going after people who are helping illegal aliens get away from ICE, right?
And billions of dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse. And I think it's very important. And that's one of the reasons I got elected. I say we're going to do that. Nobody had any idea it was that bad, that sick, and that corrupt. And it seems hard to believe that judges want to try and stop us from looking for corruption, especially when we found hundreds of millions of dollars worth, much more than that, in just a short period of time.
I think that's because the judges are getting some of that corrupt money there, Donald. I think that's what's going on.
We want to weed out the corruption, and it seems hard to believe that a judge could say, we don't want you to do that. Well, so maybe we have to look at the judges, because that's a very serious, I think it's a very serious violation.
So weirdly enough, strange coincidence, right? There is a really weird coincidence. There was this judge. Let me see if I can pull him up. I had bookmarks, didn't I? I should pull that up as well. That's pretty cool. Where is he? Oh yeah, this dude. Oh God, he sounds like he looks like exactly the kind of person I don't like. Oh yeah, I'll just go grab this picture. That's the easiest way of doing it. Doink. Oh, Captain Hall Monitor. This is Judge. Who is it? Not Judge Dredd. This is Federal Judge John Bates has ordered the Trump administration restore HHS, CDC, and FDA websites information providing for sex change operations and gender ideology. No federal judge can compel the government to assist in the mutilation and destruction of children. The Trump administration should refuse. They are refusing, right? I think it's this judge. He is totally backing down. Like, says you don't have the authority to fire all those people you're firing, and now he's like, oh, you mean you might? It hasn't even occurred to them they could get looked into, right? Like the lawfare that they wielded is going to be turned against them, right? And they don't get it. It's crazy, right? It's crazy the amount they don't get it. Okay, before we get to chat, we have to watch something together, right? It's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. This is not parody. This is an actual movie coming on Amazon, and it's so like a parody. It should be starring, what's her name? The loud, angry black woman from Ghostbusters, the all-female Ghostbusters, whatever her name was.
Madam President.
And then it'll be perfect.
We have a situation. Ma'am, apprehension is minutes away.
A little much, don't you think, Mom?
Zip it. You and your brother are coming to Cape Town with us.
Why?
You know why.
All you ever care about is work.
So, okay, this is they assumed Kamala Harris was going to win the White House, obviously, right? And it doesn't matter how insane this is. Who is it? Who's starring it? I can't tell. But she's the president. She's black. She's a woman. She's stunning. She's brave. She can carry people out of a war zone because she's just the bestest ever. And now she's the president. Oh, just like our Kamala. Oh, they should really do a some kind of Camelot spoof.
I implore all world leaders to join me at the G20 summit.
Come on, Madam President.
Oh, damn. Now I gotta go save the world.
I mean, it's already cringe to the maximum, isn't it?
The 20 most powerful world leaders together. Going dark in 3, 2, 1.
Go! I mean, okay, how? This is so much through my head in. She's like a super soldier, politician, president, who's now, action hero. Say, go!
To the governments watching, I've taken the G20 by force. When we launch Project Deepfake, we will reset the world's financial markets. You got to read the words exactly as written.
Oh, deepfake is, I guess they can. It's fake news or whatever. Again, you know why they're going against fake news? Because they create fake news and they don't want you to notice that they create. That's what we start off with, that crazy notice of large-scale deception. Really?
Beige fox. Quick beige fox. Quick beige fox. Now we control the narrative.
My husband and kids are missing. We have to find them. If you want to live, you'll follow my lead.
Now you're Captain America.
He's not doing that well either, darling. No, stop. Is that Viola Davis? Stop. Okay, so wait a minute. You have an overweight, aging black woman who's able, in heels and a red dress, to jump down into an elevator and take out 2 or 3 highly paid mercenaries.
That was quite well done.
They've got at least 5 hostages in the kitchen.
Your survival is what matters most.
I will not leave them.
Drop it!
Stop! I can't. This isn't real. It is though. Oh, I mean, like, this would have been cringe and out of date in 2017.
President Danielle Sutton. You get around, don't you?
I'll get around to you too.
Mom, I can help.
Lights up.
Find her.
Where are my husband and kids?
We're all here together.
I'm gonna get you out of here.
I mean, she really has to give back her Academy Awards at this point.
What if we get you into a comfortable pair of heels?
Do you want an honest answer?
No. I mean, look, honestly, how has a woman who runs Amazon Prime not been fired? How? How is that possible? I do not know, right? I do not know. It's just crazy. It's crazy beyond crazy. We live in crazy times. They doesn't believe in crazy, but it's Valentine's Day, or very nearly. So we had. I had to recognize that on my thumbnail. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Daily Valentine's Day, Rabbi. Would you like to try one of my sauce centers? Nicola, darling, I'd like to try all of them. Let me tell you, I would like to try all of them. Over and over again. The Doctor in Love has always been a terrible idea. It's just getting way worse. Yes, it is. Oh, stop with that. Captain Man Brave New World crashes and burns as everybody knew it was, including Disney. There's no advertising budget for it whatsoever. They're trying to build up hype for... they're trying to bury this and build up hype for Thunderbolts. And they're actually succeeding. Thunderbolts, to me, looks like a fun time, right? Would I sit in cinema? No, of course not. But I am glad that Captain America is going to completely tank. So it'll be on Disney Prime in like a month. I'll watch it there, right? And I'll review it there. Disney Plus, not Disney Prime, whatever. G20, we just covered it. Oh, my God. How was that made? Like, how was that made? A little sneak peek, by the way, to Saturday. I haven't got the wording out yet, but here's where we're going. Marvel has tanked another franchise. If only could think of some way to get them back into theater. How could it be? How can they get people back? I don't know. Think, Sydney. Think. Oh, Sydney knows. Sydney knows. Okay. So does Nicola. I have to tell you, it's always important to listen to your advisors, right? Your advisors, you choose them well, and they tell you the things that you always need to hear. Like this, for example.
Rabbi, you're a very naughty boy.
Rabbi would like to be a very naughty boy with you, Nicola. Let me tell you, and I've wanted to do that since, what was it, 1982? It's quite a long time, darling. Quite a long time. What can I tell you? Anyway, Colin Archer here. Colin Archer, thank you for joining us. Lottie is here. Mr. Ongoing, thank you for joining us. Matthew J is here. Greetings and felicitations. Greetings and felicitations to you, Dan M. Thank you for joining us. D says G20 looks like a parody. Now, you know what looked like the first thing I saw that I thought this has got to be a parody was the Queen Latifah Equalizer. Like, how? I don't. How? Explain it to me. I don't know. It's Bizarreville, right? To be fair, I don't think it belongs at a press conference, but that just may be. I think it's nice. I do think it's nice, right? Sorry, aren't all bureaucrats unelected? Yes, but they only call Elon Musk an unelected bureaucrat because he's taking away their money. What they mean is Elon is not on the take, and they can't blackmail him. Says Johnny. Exactly, Lonnie. PD Rich is here. PD Rich, thank you for joining us. PD, okay. If you weren't here before, I should go back and show you this because it'll blow your mind. This is a payment thing, a payment notice from the US spending.gov. They gave Reuters, right? Reuters $9 million for what, you may ask? Active social engineering, defense, and large-scale social deception. Really? I still can't believe, why wouldn't you call it something else? I don't know. Like the Titwank Fund. The Titwank Hitler Tampon Fund would still be better than large-scale social deception. Yeah, can you make this out to the Titwank Hitler Tampon Fund, please? What's it for? Large-scale social deception. No, don't tell anybody that. Jonathan Cox is here. Jonathan Cox. Thank God you're living some merit. It's fucking freezing and it's cold here as well. I might have to put my sweater on soon. Not a fan. To tell you, not a fan, ladies and gentlemen. We're up to Mark the Vicar is here. I thought he sacked the Obama judges. I think he's sacking everyone. Good for him. They're just so comfortable in their authoritarian positions, right? Yeah, exactly. They don't even realize that they can become targets. And this is the shock and awe campaign that it's he has to run, because if he gives them a minute to breathe in, they're gonna swarm him, right? And thank God he's doing a good job with Viola Davis. What's this, Rabbi? Really hard. No, it's Air Force One with Viola Davis. Air Force One was kind of fun. With Gary Oldman. I'm really bummed that that show's slow. Maybe we should just go to season 2 and try that. I saw the first episode of season 1. It was it's evil right-wing nationalists. White nationalists are the bad guys. I'm like, oh, fuck off. There aren't any evil white. You just stop. Now that you're Captain America, that was a bit too clipped. It's going to be so relevant. It already is Captain America. They've given up on it. I hope the 40K show is going to be like that. I saw Henry Cavill was talking about it, right? I hope not too, right? I hope not too. Anyway, you know what? Here, this is not what I plan to look at, but it's so freaking cool, right? It's so freaking cool because, again, it just puts the BBC to shame, which isn't what makes it go. Let's put it over here. That's what it was. That's not what makes it cool. Hang on a second. Here we go. Twitter download. There, doink. Go over here. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I tell you, a lot of my videos get blocked in Russia and Belarus now, right? And it's mainly because, my Saturday one does, because I have a bit of Stingray in the titles. Web of Fear. So there's been another reconstruction of Web of Fear, and I think this one so much better than the official one. Honestly, they should never have put that official one out, all right? Actually, you know what? Let's compare this to the official one, because that will be very telling. So this is by, here, one second. Okay, this is by Liz Skinner, right? It's a 3D animation of web. Is it Liz Skinner? I'm not sure. TARDIS Time Girl on Twitter, right? Really impressive stuff. What else they got? She's got up there. Oh, she's been doing like a lot of this stuff. Now, for me, this is one of the more successful recreations. I mean, again, the BBC one is shocking, right? Just shocking. But it's not really there yet because it's Well, let's look at it. Let's look at it.
Well, that's that. The whole of the circle line gone. We're completely hemmed in.
Yes. We can't get out, and no one can get in.
Yeah, it's. I mean, obviously, it's not real people, but it works so much better than the other one thing. Now, where it fails is where it's interesting. The Ian Levine ones are very good at doing very naturalistic expressions, but I don't think they're good in making you feel like it was a filmed something filmed in reality, because it cuts a lot and to me it's kind of jerky. Whereas this does feel the camera's panning like in a natural way. If anything, you can marry the two. I'm sure you could actually. This is Mid-Journey Doctor Who was talking about at some point.
It's not very healthy, is it?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Corporal, what is it?
That girl's turned up again, sir, and that doctor fella you was looking for.
Oh, him?
Yes, sir. They was brought in by a colonel.
A colonel?
I mean, again, I find this very, very watchable. Much more so than the people. Again, we'll watch a BBC version in a minute.
Where did he spring from?
I don't know, sir.
I suppose I'd better show my face. Where are they?
Corporal Blake's got them in the common room, sir, under guard.
Yeah, all the motion's very, very naturalistic. They did an excellent job.
Anne, you'd better fetch your father. He'll want a word with the doctor. And you carry on here, staff. Up.
Dear staff, this colonel, where'd he come from? And what's he doing here?
Don't ask me, lad. It's turning into a proper holiday camp, this place.
And again, I honestly, I think that's a remarkable reconstruction. Again. But yeah, the bar was very, very low. So let me find it over here. Doink. Go to the my TV folder. Doink. The Doctor Who folder. Second Doctor. Web of Fear. I love Web of Fear. It's one of my all-time favorite stories now. I can't believe that I like seeing it made such a difference. Where's Web of Fear? Oh, here, doink. Web of Fear 3. We'll do it in black and white to be kinder to it. Let me see if I can find that section. It's all so bad. Oh, is this it? Yeah. Hang on.
Line gone. We're completely hemmed in.
Yes. We can't get out, and no one can get in. It's not very healthy, is it?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Corporal, what is it?
That girl's turned up again, sir, and that doctor fella you was looking for.
Again, not even close. Not even close. Oh, God. Again, this was a mistake to release it, even. They should have just put it out for free, I think.
Well, that's that. The whole of the circle line gone. We're completely hemmed in.
Yes. We can't get out, and no one can get in. It's not very healthy, is it?
Yeah, I mean, come on. Is that thing? When they finally do release that season on Blu-ray, you know, it's they got to come up with a new solution. Speaking of which, I don't know. I'm in two minds about this. I might not buy this. It looks so shit. It really does. We'll have to look at the cover for The Savages. It's coming out next month. And like for me, I don't get. Look, to me, it just seems like it's totally outdated, right? It's just totally. in its conception of itself, right? Here, actually, let me find the trailer for it, right? But it is just so outdated by everything else that's going on. And, like, you know, BBC should really be able to do better, frankly. I mean, they really, really should. Where is it? Oh, is this over here? Yeah, let's grab the trailer. YouTube. Also, it's a strange story to get back in. I just think this. I just think this method of reconstruction has had its day now, and also, you know, the ones they put out are pretty darn weak most of the time as well. I mean, there is that. It's like the last really good one was Evil of the Daleks, right? The last one I found watchable was Evil of the Daleks. All the ones they've done since then have just been, I don't know. Yeah, they were on a good run. Where is this? Screen video file. Doink. It's just, again, okay, let me see if I can find out. Wikipedia. Doctor Who animated reconstructions. And maybe there's a list of them. I guess we'll look over there next. Fine. You know what it's like, and you won't be able to get this if you're not as old as I am. In the 90s, we're watching Sharda, or what's that one again? Death Comes to Time and Real Time, right? On BBC, on the BBC website. On, like, it was on what's it called again? Real Video Player, Real Player, and you had like this postage stamp sized screen, right? And that's why they weren't able to upscale Sharda, because it was too low scale, right? The Paul McGann version one, which was actually quite good, right? And it's just so dated now. It's so out of date, and not in a quaint way. Again, like everything they do now is just so creaky.
Don't forget to click below.
Just badly judged. Speaking of badly judged, there you go. And it is right here. Let's have a look. Was the Evil of the Daleks the last good one? Because that was a good one. Right, that one I was actually happy I bought. Do we have a list of them? Is there an orphan story? No. Reconstruct Recovery, Reign of Terror. No. Okay, there's got to be a list of animated reconstructions. What's it? Oh, reconstruction. There you go. When they do, no, animated. Okay, there you go. Reign of Terror, that was the first. No, it wasn't. Reign of Terror was can we arrange by date? No, it was, what's the name? Invasion, and that was great. Oh man, that really was fantastic. Where was it? Yeah, The Invasion. So that came out in 2007. And then, okay, let's go back though. Right. Okay, when was Evil of the Daleks? Well, that's the last one I thought was good. Abominable Snowman was shocking. Evil of the Daleks 2021. Yeah, Abominable Snowman, shocking. Right? Shockingly bad. Web of Fear, shocking. We looked at it. Yeah, awful. Right? I don't want to be the wrangle. It was shockingly awful. Underwater Menace also. It's like it's a weird story anyway, but like it was also kind of dated then. And then The Savages is this year. What else? Sexual Toy Maker. Awful. Again, Callum Weston's one was the way to go. Galaxy 4. Yeah. They've been a lot of bad ones. Underwater Menace. That was awful. I'm sorry. Yeah. So that run they did of it was Power of the Daleks. And then Macroterror, excellent, right? When will Power of the Daleks come out? That was 2016. Macroterror 2019. Well, there was a long gap between them. I didn't realize that. Macroterror 2019, which is also very good. It's one of my favorite stories. Faceless One 2020. Also, yeah. And then Evil of the Daleks. That was a good run they did, right? And just fallen off a cliff since then. Yeah, Bone Snowman. They're just the quality of animation is just not good. Fear in the Deep again is shocking, right? Absolutely shocking. Unreleased and unofficial animation. Well, tell me more. So there's various missing series of blah blah blah. What's that? So who's this? In 2008, after future collaboration on Cosgrove had been rejected, Two Entertainment's approached by David Bush and US Animation Studio. Titmouse, who offered to do the work more cheaply as the results in the favorable exchange rate between the US and UK. Together, they put together a series of scenes animated from the. Okay, can we see this? While Twitter did not commission from Titmouse, the trailer was then seen by. Okay, is that Ian Levine? That's right. His animated one. Oh, I got that. Here, do you want to pull that up? Again, but the stuff he's doing now with AI, he's really happy with. You know, let me see if I can got a recent one of those to show you, because they get better and better and better the more they do. 1 second. Bloody fly here! Get out of here! It will be. Do I have a special folder for it? What we're looking for again? Now I've forgotten. Oh yeah, it was Mission to the Unknown. Where is it? Sean. Yeah, doink.
I should get some of it free. Look at it. Useless. Get me a spare, will you?
I will say that's as good or better than what we think. What's this? 1 second. Let me just reply to my wife and say, okay. Bloody fly. Did I get it? I think I got it. Oh, thank God I got it. There's something I need to sign. Okay, fine. I'll take care of it. Where am I up to? So yeah, this. Yeah, oh yeah, I was going to find. Let's see what the latest thing I can find from Ian Levine will be. Oh, there's a couple of places he normally sends it, but like, and he's doing. The last one I saw was not reconstruction. He did. Here's a good one. Lost in the Dark Dimension, and that was again. That was pretty dumb. Stop. Download. Here it comes. Oh, it's a big file. It's going to take a couple of minutes. That's 20. It's how long down? It's 15% in. That's not bad. It's going quite quick. Right, going quick. But again, these official BBC animations. Again, they've been shocking for a long time. This one's pretty good. Again, it's more stylized. It did look like it was just taking a leak. No, here's this thing downloaded. Let's have a look. Hang on. Oh, here it comes. So here, and this is that's great timing. Here's Moonbase 3 by was it Ian Levine? I mean, obviously we're just going to show clips. We're not going to show the whole thing. It'll go spare. But hey, okay, the thing is, Ian Levine's passion for it makes you want to like it more. It really does.
I am. You will be needed. What have you done with...
I mean, again, when you get the close-ups, they're excellent, right? Who is it?
I don't like that word converted.
Moving forward a little bit. Again, it works with facial expressions very well. But again, you don't get a feeling of a moving camera. Yeah.
Prepare to align the field reactors.
That's good, isn't it? Blimey. That's really good. Yeah, you don't often see people move around. But again, just excellent work, right? So there's got to be a way of like fusing all of them. But honestly, again, so it's been 2021 since we had a good how long ago was it? Evil Daleks? 2021. That's 4 years. Man, there was a big break though. So we had Invasion of 2006. And then 2013 was the Ice Warriors. That was a much better quality than what we just saw. In fact, I think, it's about the same. The character design was a little bit better in 2013. It wasn't 2012. It's 2014 is Moonbase. That was a lot better, actually, I have to say. And then Paradox 26. When did they do 10th Planet? 2013 was 10th Planet. So 10th Planet was 10th Planet and Reign of Terror. They had a completely different feel. So Reign of Terror really didn't work at all, I'm afraid. No, 10th Planet was much more... Yeah, I'll pull up a clip from it. There we go, back here. Doink. 10th Planet's in this folder over here. First Doctor. I realized that the will it play? Is it M4V? I bet it will play. Let's have a look.
Very well, child. Off you go.
It's much more anime-ish, isn't it?
Don't forget your coat. I don't want you to get cold.
It really had a different vibe. It's quite watchable.
They've got no feelings, remember? They told us that. So what's to stop them?
Anyway. Oh, what's that? More things come in. Fine. So, what do I have to say about it? It was... No, not that one. Oh, that's savages. Why? Let's read the press leak. Let me close down these windows so I know what I'm doing. By the way, look at this. This bloke built that. Oh, I've got to put it on screen. Look at that. It's freaking incredible. Like, where'd you even keep it? I love eagles. Okay, eagles are awesome. It's 7.5 meters long and weighs 750 kilos. Well, there you go. I mean, at that point you go, well, why didn't you build a life-size one? Yeah. So, sorry to be a bit rich. Oh, we're going to come back to that in a minute. Yeah, we're looking at the savages. What's this? So that's fine. So, Doctor Who Savages animation coming in March. Animation version of the first Doctor story. Gets a home video release in March. Blah, blah, blah. William Hartnell, traveling companion Stephen. And by the way, I want to be more enthusiastic about this. But like, I'm listening to the Peter Purvis and Stephen Noonan first Doctor story that came out recently, and it's not a bad story. However, a problem I'm having with it is really making it hard to get through it. Is there's just not enough Stephen Noonan in it. The Doctor isn't the main character, and they do this way too often. Right? Actually, we'll talk about that next. So they do this like way too often. They make the Doctor not the main character, and as I'm like, I'm slogging through it. Right, and he's like a supporting character, and you don't see enough of him, frankly. And don't get me wrong, I love Stephen Dana. I like Peter Purvis, right? But the last one they did had Maureen O'Brien, as an older Vicky, and she interacted through most of it with Stephen Noonan as the first Doctor, and it was somewhat delightful, right? Another thing about the Stephen Noonan range, which I really, really enjoy, is the interplay between him and Lauren Cornelius, who plays Dodo. It's such a perfect Doctor companion dynamic, right? Just above and beyond the impersonation of the first Doctor. This is shocking. This looks awful. Look at that cover. Why would you make that cover? Why would you approve it? Nobody fucking cares. I think that's why. And Dodo, Jackie Lane. Arrive on an unnamed planet and they encounter two distinct people, the elders and the savages. They soon discover the elders are evil, draining the primitive savages of their life source to remain young and powerful forever. Well, again, I think that's basically the story of what's going on in America right now. Right? The original master recordings are lost due to blah, 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 blah. BBC Studios has all the original audio, and I've worked with a team of animators to bring back this long-lost story for the fans. And again, I wish this was a fan thing. Then I wouldn't rank it. I would go like, "Good for you, well done." I know the 3-disc release includes 25-minute animated, all 4 25-minute animated episodes in color and black and white, as well as a host of bonus features. Episode reconstructions for all 4 episodes, featuring material from the original 96 production, available with optional audio description from Peter Purvis. Oh, so that's like a telesnap. Again, what I don't know why they don't get in these one in, also on any of these other fan ones. It's just, again, they're so behind the times. It's crazy how behind the times they are. Cast crew commentaries presented with Toby Oling with actors Kay Patrick, who played Flower, the late Robert Sidaway, Avon, an early Avon, okay. And on episodes 1 and 2 with Peter Purvis and Studio Forrest and Julian Ashton on 3 and 4. Peter Purvis is always fun to listen to. Blimey, Remembering Forgetting the Savages, a new 100-minute documentary. That's a long documentary on the making of the 1960 original production of the Savages, directed by Dennis Stuart Denman and presented by Toby. That I think is too long. Ines Lloyd, the producer, a 90-minute documentary on the life. That's interesting, of Ines Lloyd. Surviving footage, compilation, short film extracts from lost episodes 1, 3, and 4. 1968 training film featuring the Savages director Christopher Barry. Wrong content, whatever. So 24th of March. This is a stillbook cover, and it's like marginally better than the other one, right? But it's I don't know. It doesn't look very good to me, right? It doesn't look very good to me at all. What are we looking at? So we covered that, doink. Got rid of that, doink. What's this? Okay. How did that get greenlit? You look at it and go, you just look and go, how? Oh, that's all right. That's the one to get a big finish. They just announced a new War Doctor box. Blimey, that opened up nice. Blimey. Flash Vampire Cell. Well, let's have a look, see what they're selling on for vampires. No. What was it? 23.76 is too expensive for that, but it was a pretty good story goth opera. No. 12.51. I quite like that. Right? Dracula. I didn't listen to Dracula's Guest and Dracula War. This is worth the money. Okay. The textbook stuff. They're like horror stories. The Edgar Allan Poe ones is a better one, read by David Soul. Vampire on the Mind. That's not bad for 9.37. That's not bad at all. Son of Dragon. No, this is worth it. Time Vampire. 100%. That's worth it. Jago on Lightfoot. No. Dark Shadows. No. Lots of Dark Shadows. I'm just not really that into Dark Shadows. What don't I tell you? Okay, no. News. Yes. So again, this ongoing theme of not the reason I don't know what this is. I haven't read the blurb out yet, but it just seems to be like the War Doctor not being the War Doctor. I'm sorry. I like Doctor Who, right? That's who I want to see. I don't want to see. This is what Daisy Ashford. Daisy Ashford. I mean, it looks like it's really going to be about her to me. Okay, and if it's not, there's a reason I think that, because you make everything like that. Jonathan Guerra and Daisy Ashford investigate the murder most strange in the War Doctor Rises, Falling Heroes, a brand new full-class audio adventure due for release in May 2025. I really might give this a miss. On the backwater planet Folk, the mayor of a small town of Oakville has been murdered. 2 investigators are sent to catch the killer. Okay, well, it looks like they're doing an X-Files rift. But unbeknownst to everyone on Folk, they've been caught up in the time war, in a war beyond imagination, a war that would change Folk forever. Okay, firstly, Folk is a bad name. Okay, sounds too much like fuck. Okay, I'm sorry. The next War Doctor Rises book will move the focus away from the Daleks and Gallifrey. Okay, away from the Time War, because what, really? Because they can only make so many war movies. I'll tell you, get back to that. That's when it was good. And look, the last one, that was doing that, but it did it in kind of a boring way that you weren't. That didn't really focus on the Doctor. Right? Again, that's really the mistake they're making. And it looks like there's going to be 3, unconnected stories. Oh no, hopefully there is one story, because that's what the War Doctor Rises range is about, right? A 3-part mystery story that is scripted entirely by Alfie Shaw. Okay, he's a good writer. Has guest cast of Christopher Nolan, Nailiter, who plays Harry Sullivan in the Fourth Doctor Adventures. I wonder if he's going to be playing that again. Kerry Taylor, never heard of her, and Ian Cunningham, Insomnia. Not Ian Cunningham, so that's different, a different person. Pre-order, blah blah blah. Galactic. They only make they only press 1,000 copies now of anything, I think. Galactic investigators, Bureau Smith, Agent Smith, and Tixon have been dispatched to a remote coastal town of Oakview to investigate a bizarre murder. Who killed the mayor, and why did they draw a clock around the body? Okay. Chapter 2 is Unit 26. Wyatt and Louise examine the links between the clock face killer and a cold. Oh, so this is kind of like a mini series instead of like a one narrative. They realize the entire investigation could hinge on a simple question: who is the Doctor? Warrior no more. Actually, okay, he might be talking me into this now, but I'm going to be disappointed with it. I'm sure I am. Oh, big finish. From the very first scene, we're thrown into something very different, a dark story in which 2 agents are on a trail of a killer in a place that's familiar but also very different. It looks like it's in his psyche or something. I don't know. It's a tale packed with surprises and left turns. Alfie throws everything into a brilliantly conceived Time War story. It's is that Daisy Ashbrook? Is she going to be a lesbian perhaps in it? Yeah, probably. They're always lesbians. There's always so much lesbians, right? There's so much lesbians. Don't know what to tell you. From the Time War. So right after Sarah added, what Matt Fenton asked me to do was he wanted a Time War a War Doctor box set. I finished doing a War Against the Daleks set for the 11th Doctor Chronicles. So I wanted to do something completely different. There are no Daleks, no massive space battles in Fallen Heroes. It's a little backward, but there's so much more that you can do, like espionage stories, like going to rescue a spy. Something like that. There's a lot more they could do than like these huge Machiavellian plans. It's a little backwater town on backwater planet, and that's what's messed up about by the greater conflict. The inspiration for this was True Detective and Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2, maybe? Oh no, John Wick, Alan Wake 2. I've never heard of Alan Wake 2. Yes, there's a murder to be solved, but the focus is more on the crime effects that are caught up in a Christie style whodunit. I really wanted to almost not be Doctor Who. Well, that's my problem. That is my problem entirely. It just feels like you guys are bored of making Doctor Who and want to do it like anything but. And the fact it must become Doctor Who again is part of what messes things up. I don't want to put money into it that's not Doctor Who for most of it. Right? It's weird, probably the weirdest thing I've ever done. If you do a whole box set in the Time War, you need to take a big, bizarre swig. I adore Daisy and Jonathan and wanted to work more on both on Silent for ages. I'm over the moon that we're able to make make it happen for this one. Again, yeah, my problem is it's just I want the War Doctor. You know, I don't want to tell you. Great cover, but I'm not buying it. Yeah, so they bring back was it Unit Brave New World? I think, yeah, Unit 90s. Which it's strange like they haven't really done it before now, but like I think the first sets were a bit naff, frankly. And honestly, look, the unit thing, it doesn't really work that well. Surprising, you would have thought it would. Yeah, let's have a look at all the unit stories they've done. Unit. Oh, there's two. Unit and Unit, the new series. I don't know. Here we'll do sort by oldest first. Yeah, like when they first did these, when was this? 2010, 2004. These are okay. They were low budget. They were, experimenting with the format. And then, yeah, the Angela Bruce unit is, I don't know. It wasn't very good from what I heard, right? So that's, and the unit new series again. It's like I find the Master stuff works, Missy stuff works, unit stuff not really, right? Not really. But they actually did something that did pique my interest, which I was quite impressed with. Great cover though. I do like Colin Baker and Iris Wyther. Well, one thing I like Miranda Raisin. They might have me on board for this this set, right? This actually looks like it's good. Who are the writers on it? Ian Potter, Paul Monks, and Justin Richards. I think that's pretty good. I think I might go for this. So great. I love the Dalek coming out from the cover over there. And Iris Wildfire. I love it. If you don't like Iris Wildfire, you don't like. I really like Katie Manning. There's none of these little flies in it. Oh, they make me crazy. Make me absolutely crazy. I'll get it. Did I get it that time? I don't know. So okay. I'm surprised you got me interested in one thing. So good for you. What's new? Oh God. No, absolutely not. I might buy this. Again, you know why I'm not even going to consider buying this because I'm still struggling to get through this. And why am I struggling to get through it? There's not enough Stephen Noonan in it. There's not enough Doctor Who, right? That's really Bob. Like it needs a lot more Doctor Who. And and I don't think Lon Cornelius has even showed up yet. Like it really missing from it, right? And I just think that Stephen Noonan is a very important part to the this range, right? It's like without him there, it's just kind of crazy, right? It doesn't work at all. I don't tell you. Look, this run has been pretty good. I liked this one, The Outlaws. I thought that had it was The Outlaws and another thing, and the Miniaturist. So it had quite a fun little meddling monk story and a very weird science fiction-y story. Then Demon Song, that was a weird science fiction-y story, and the Ichiton incident. It was like, a surprisingly you never saw a First Doctor World War II story, right? What was the third one? Future of the Daleks was the third one, which I found very interesting, right? It was Maureen O'Brien in it, and she very much interacted with the guy, and that worked. But this one again, I'm only halfway through. I haven't even finished the third episode yet. I'm just aching for a bit more Stephen Noonan. I don't tell you, right. Make Doctor Who about Doctor Who, right? I think that will probably be a reasonably good idea. Message. I think that will be something they should really investigate doing, right? I think they should make Doctor Who about. It just really feels to me that they're bored of making Doctor Who, and also look, I think they've been doing it for so long now. When they start, what was it? It was 1999. All right, let's have a look. We'll go to, I don't know what is that. Audio books. It was Sirens of. Let's do Sirens of Time. There you go. Sirens of Time, which isn't very good, by the way. I recommend you avoid this. Where's the original release? Man, it's only $4.99 now. Yeah, 1999. They've been doing it for 26 years. I mean, like, and the fresh blood they have, like the fresh blood everywhere. Not very good. Not very good. What can I tell you? You know, somebody who knows, how to find good quality fresh blood. I'm not going to tell you how he knows it. But There may be a Weng Chiang kind of event going on down his neck of the woods. Who knows on Destiny what's going on in his basement? It's, of course, Dan Hadley, King of the Geek. What is going on in your basement, darling?
It's very, very quiet at present. Very quiet indeed. So quiet you could hear a fish fart.
Okay. Yeah. Not normally like that in Birmingham. What's Keir Starmer done terrible today?
There's bound to be something.
There's bound to be something. By the way, okay, have you seen this? This is crazy. Like they're like really going through everything with a fine-tooth comb in America now. Funny, they found like I wouldn't call it waste, right? They found like $1 trillion of people being paid for doing nothing. Essentially,
yes.
It's like it's. Yeah, have you ever seen The Sopranos?
No.
You should watch The Sopranos. But there's the mafia thing, and they get no-show jobs, right? They get paid and they don't show up because it's their mafia thing. Same thing with government, right? It's unbelievable. Anyway, 9 million payment went to Reuters, the news organization. What for? You're wondering. Active social engineering defense, and if it wasn't too clear what they're doing, large-scale social deception.
Maybe
I'm speculating. I don't know. Give it a fake name.
I've speculated that they may be running psyops on us of some kind quite regularly, but
permanently.
Yeah, it looks like everything is just one job.
It's unbelievable, right? It is absolutely. Did you see my thumbnail for today?
Yes, I did. Is it Nicola Bryant laying back American Beauty style? Absolutely stunning. My God.
Would you like to try one of my soft centers? I like to try them all, darling. Look
at those American pies.
Anyway, how you been?
I'm good.
What's going on with you?
It is very quiet here at present. I mean, I'm sort of reading a little bit from. I don't know what I think Starmer's out of the country for a change.
Thank God for that.
But there's other things going on. Like they're letting loads more criminals out of jail and things like that, and getting sort of really dangerous Can I even say what they've done on YouTube now? But
No.
there's one guy, probably not. One guy's been given a very short prison sentence for the most heinous of crimes, which I read about this morning on X, which has made me kind of sick to the stomach most of the day. And there's lots more of that sort of stuff going on.
I hear that you're welcoming the Gardens now in England with open arms.
Every other
They'll
country
fit right
in the
on
world,
in.
every other country in the world tells them to piss off, but no, not Britain.
Everyone's like holding up crucifixes. It's crazy. Like the Egyptians.
You're a dangerous, murderous psychopath who's completely unhinged and ideologically obsessed. Oh well, yeah.
There you go.
Room.
and that's just the cabinet.
Do you intend on doing any raping while you're here? Yep. Well, okay, we'll take our chances.
Right on him. We've got plenty. Did you? There was a video put out by the school board of Wales of had all these like little schoolgirls, like these 12. So you say, oh, it must be so hard being a refugee. Come, we'll look after you. You know, like no, it sounds like a bad idea. Anyway, I saw this article. Let's have a look at it together. Is there anything else that are going down that you that's tingling your molecules, as they say?
Not really. There are things I've the things I'm looking at because I'm starting to prepare the live stream for Saturday night as well. So there are things I'm prepared for that, and there are other things that have sort of piqued my interest. I noticed that, for example, Doctor Who wise, Gallifrey 1, I think it's this weekend. I think
Is
it
it
starts
really?
today.
It's such a non-event. Nobody's even talking about it.
Well, the people who go always seem incredibly excited about it, and you know, I know several people who've gone, guests and attendees now, and they all seem to have a really good time there. But I don't think it transmits that clearly. I think some of the pictures look fun. Yeah.
The problem is, it's just full of really hateful people who are crazy, right? They're like they're all.
I'm not sure.
Crazy.
I'm not sure I'd go that far, but I noticed last year when we saw some pictures, there was an alarming amount of people still wearing pandemic face masks.
Oh yeah, no, LA is
ago.
the perfect place for it. It's I'll tell you, from what I can tell, these are like the dregs of fandom, right? It's I would, and it's.
It strikes me as people who are already
just gone away.
Well, it's such a distance away from where we are in Britain, in particular, but anywhere else in the world, really. I think it's going to only really attract people who are already there, people who are flogging stuff, or the odd fan who not exactly has money to burn, but who may have saved up for a year or two for a bit of it, if not the holiday of a lifetime, then an experience that they're determined to sort of cherish and things like, because they might only go once every now and again. You know, I know people I've spoken to. You can tell the people from Big Finish have a whale of a time there. You know, Stephen had a brilliant time, and
okay, if you haven't been paid to be there, Gallifrey,
you might, you probably will have a good time.
I mean, look, listen, Captain America, Brave New World is. There's no way I'm going to sit down to see it, and Disney have completely forgotten about it. Right, they're brushing it under the carpet. They're not spending money on advertising it because it's going to be shit. But I'll watch it on Disney Plus, or at least I'll try.
I think they've given up since we had that conversation a couple of weeks ago about Anthony Mackie. I think even though they tried to limit that damage, he's fucked that film, and they know it.
There's no unfucking that. So what? Who's in Gallifrey 1 this year? Who are the major guests? Okay, Colin Baker, Seth McCoy, Jenna Coleman, Catherine Tate, Stephen Moffat, Julie Garner. Okay, they got good guests. That's for sure.
They always get great guests, and apparently they treat them very well. And I hear that the hotel itself is largely very, very nice. And yet, I don't know. It's just that once it's nothing that's ever said there is really that interesting. When the panels get reported, there's nothing much there.
I mean, the problem is there's no buzz about Doctor Who anymore, and that's really, there's just nothing.
Could be right, yeah.
Like no one's interested. Like, hey, listen, do you think there's any chance of Shooty doing season 3 at this point? You've heard all the rumors.
It's looking increasingly slim. I mean, I'm looking at the guest. There's a chance they may prize something out of Joel Collins or Julie Gardner, that they may say something which could be of interest.
There's nothing to even say. Again, what there's 12 more episodes of this shit, and then there's going to be a major change and a 2-year break before season 3.
From what I've seen, everybody at Gallifrey base at Gallifrey 1, it's people.
Gallifrey 1 is Gallifrey base made flesh. That's exactly the problem with it.
Well, it is tied to them. Yeah, it is the same people who organise it, and you can. It's
the
like
people in the world.
Lots
they
of
were
clapping.
shitty to you before it was like Twitter was a thing.
Yes, they were. To be fair, yeah, the Twitter mindset was very much in a proto form in existence on Gallifrey base. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
they were doing cancellations. They were doing cancellations before any social media platform.
Yeah, and the power they had. Oh, they loved it. Yeah. Right, they love. That's why I'm so glad that, all that is over. Although I have to tell you, I am so annoyed that I didn't find some way of getting money out of the U.S. government. Everybody else bloody did. Good God! I would have done
literally everybody else.
Couple of 10 million, no problem.
Well, I'm sure.
Sorry.
Well, they said that everybody's got a book in them. Have you not got somewhere in the dark recesses of your mind a transgender superhero comic book you may want to publish?
For 50 million, I'm pretty much anything you want, darling. It's
what you might say.
I'm not picky. By the way, I was are you you are getting the Savages, aren't you, next month?
Probably.
I'm on the fence about it because it just looks so dated now when you see the other stuff that's going on. The Ian Levine stuff, and you saw the Web of Fear 3 that they this excellent.
I've briefly seen a dash of that before I came on here. Yeah.
If only you could fuse both those together and get the facial expressions and the naturalism of the Ian Levine ones and the realism of the panning and scanning that the CGI ones do.
Have you seen the work that the Twitter account, the X account, formerly known as Doctor Who and the Mid-Journey, is doing? Doctor Who and the Computer Pictures.
Yeah, they changed their name. What's their name now?
Doctor Who and the Computer Pictures. He's changed the name to. And if you look on there, he started to mess around with the screenshots, with the telesnaps, and upscale them.
I just say Mid-Journey. It'll probably take me to the right thing.
But it really is. Again, I think if he was working with Ian, we'd have even better results. I think what Ian's doing is superb.
I think so too. But again, what's again? Doctor Who and the what did you say?
Doctor Who and the computer pictures.
I spelled Doctor wrong there. That's also might be a problem. I really love the stuff this guy does. There you go, doink. I am following. There you go. Yeah, he shared that. Yeah, the Telesnap upgrade. Incredible. Look at that. I mean, that stuff is just stunning.
There's more sensitivity in that than I've seen in anything sort of AI assisted so far.
Also, it's make Susan look a lot more shaggable. I have to tell you, I never really did it for me. I'm like, maybe
she looks like a mix of Carol Ann Ford and Claudia Grant, who played her in the. Doesn't she? It's a weird
is Daryl Joyce doing another one of this time of Terror of the Autons? I like to see the other ones. Ghost Apprentice, no. What's this? Waiting line. Oh, yeah, this stuff I've seen him doing.
That's just fascinating. I've actually enjoyed a little bit of downtime from Doctor Who over the last week or two. I've got content coming out on the channel. We're not back with the live stream just yet.
Right.
But it's all sort of dropping into place. And because it's largely quiet, apart from some really interesting fan projects like this, I mean, these are better than ever.
The fan projects is where everything is, I think.
I mean, he has come on so much. I think I spoke to him at the end of November, maybe, and his work has come on considerably since then.
This is just awesome. Can you see it?
Yeah.
It really is good. All right. This is the let's have a look. See how lip sync is. 1 second. Where's my downloader? Here, I put it over here, I think. Yeah, doink. That's fascinating. Hang on. All this for a 3-second clip. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. This is what makes you a Doctor Who fan. And again, it's so much more interesting than what's going on Doctor Who.
Well, there's an argument that says that Doctor Who, it doesn't really matter whether they carry on making it for 3 or 4 years or not. Doctor Who is so irrelevant to the broader culture now. It's what's the point? Whether they're making it or not, it's not really, doesn't really matter.
Well, no, I think the more they make it, the more they hurt it now. Yeah.
Well, I directed the ship towards Earth, and it looks as though I've been successful.
Yeah, he's right. That's not working great. But the it's in Levine's does have that very well.
Yeah,
it's working on this again. It still blows my mind.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It just is.
You would swear that was William Shatner.
You would. Absolutely fascinating. And honestly, if they're going to animate, I would love to see Doctor Who AI animation with this kind of look. Right? Actually, I would make it look a little bit more cartoon.
As I've said before, I see why they're persisting with the range as it has been with the Savages and whatever's to come afterwards. I mean, I'm so disinterested. I actually know which. Somebody told me the story they're doing next, and I've lost so much interest in the range. I've forgotten. So there is more.
But it's just it's so out of date. Oh, again, we're just waiting to be able to make our own Doctor Who. It's very close.
Yeah, I think it's important they complete that range. I if only for the fact that I'm a Doctor Who, so I like to have a complete set of stuff. You're absolutely right.
It's not going to happen. They're not going to complete the range.
Look at that.
Okay, they do basically one a year, and they got how many? I know it's fantastic. How was it? How many more they got to go still? It's 5 years from now, it's going to be ridiculous to do them.
There's not much left, as I understand it.
Well, you got Dalek Master Plan. That's a pretty big one.
Well, that's like probably the equivalent of 3 releases.
Right. I mean, that's Mission to the Unknown. Although, again, I would use the Ian Levine ones. Man, this guy knows what he's doing. It's really good. Anyway, fine. I wanted to look at this.
Look at that.
Yeah.
To me, that looks just like Jacqueline Hill there.
There's still a little bit. I'm being a dick, but there's a new. There's still a bit of an uncanny valley going on here. So here, I really want to read this article. BBC Studios on the future and priorities of the Doctor Who brand. What could you do with the brand at this point?
The brand doesn't really exist.
They've destroyed the brand.
They stripped it back and they rebadged it quite effectively, considering how much new product they actually got. Largely on the conceit that people could go to the one place and see everything, which wasn't a bad hook at all. But ever since they did that, which has been 1.5 years ago, all the thing has really done is decay. So
no one is interested in queer Doctor Who. No one's interested in queer drama in general. It's a very niche type of drama. That's what the BBC was made for. To make niche drama for niche audiences that can't financially support them, right? That's what. But Doctor Who is its mainstream show. You have to have a balance of the mainstream shows that drive that serve the majority audience and the fringe shows. Make a fringe gay sci-fi show. But don't turn your mainstream shows like EastEnders, Doctor Who, and probably that's why they got rid of Top Gear. They couldn't think of a way of gaying it up.
No, you're absolutely right. There was no way of possibly queering that show. So
Exactly,
they thought, fuck it, we won't make it. Whereas back, 63, when was that? So yeah, ITV launched in 59, was it? So you've got 58, 59, I think it was. And so you got that response whereby the BBC had to make, or be seen to make, a raft of kind of more populist programs, which I think Doctor Who was probably one of the best examples of.
It's essentially what they brought Sidney Newman in for.
Yeah, to give it that a sprinkling.
Like he invented the Avengers essentially.
Oh, I watched a great episode of the Avengers last week.
Oh, what did you say? Which one?
It was set in a nightclub, so it was with Julie Stevens as Venus Smith, the girl that we always forget about. And so Venus was working in a nightclub on the same.
Is that before Diana Rigg?
No, she was in the first On the Blackman season. There was actually 3 girls. There was Kathy Gale, Venus Smith, and another one, and they were rotating. Well, not rotating them because Honor Blackman was doing the majority, but there were other girls, and the main one was Venus Smith. She's a nightclub singer, and in this one, Venus has got a job in this club, but on the same bill is this magician, and this stunt goes on the surface horribly wrong, and it's all like trap doors and people pretending to be somebody they're not, and of course Venus eventually has to step in as the magician's assistant, step into the cabinet and have the blades stuck into her. So it was really small scale stuff. Just fantastic.
I mean, I think the event they very much they correctly judged that, right? A lot of the stuff in the early 60s they just completely correctly judged the type of entertainment. Compact, that was a Callan. I love Callan as well. Anyway, fine. Let's see what are they planning on doing as Doctor Who's middle era approaches its 20th anniversary. All eyes are on this show's future and what that looks like. Just getting rid of the current production team, I think. Honestly, my hopes for the Doctor Who's future is that it fails, it goes off the air, and then somehow they're forced to try and make Doctor Who with somebody who wants to make Doctor Who and not queer as folk. Okay, it wouldn't be quite as annoying if Russell Davies hadn't already made queer as folk over and over again, right? Now, can you make something not queer? No, more queer. There's no time. It's interesting time for the iconic sci-fi show. Yes, you've destroyed it. As we approach, Shootley Cat was highly anticipated, not anticipated in the slightest second season. Following a run that had eyes on the world turning thanks to the lucrative... No, nobody looked at it. Lucrative Disney deal. Everything you're saying is an expression of failure.
It's bollocks. Yeah,
it really is. Right, it's a total expression of failure. As it does the Doctor Who's prop auction, which should raise money for children in need, I wouldn't give money to the children in need anymore. I wouldn't trust the BBC in any way, shape, or form.
No, I don't give any money to the BBC.
I like again, what weird transgender studies are you going to be giving this money to?
I do buy BBC Studios products like Blake Seven, Doctor Who.
Yeah,
having said that, but that's different. I know I'm getting something very precise. I know what I'm getting to a T, but not just sort of tossing money into the wind.
My watch of season 1 really hit the rocks with Jewel. Right, I couldn't get through it. I finally finished it last night. It's such a weird story, right? It's a very Here's the interesting thing about Blake Seven season 1, as far as I can tell so far, that there is no overriding arc or plan. It was set up. Then Terry is thinking of different things he would like to do in that genre, in that realm, and having very self-contained episodes, and then introducing Sutherland and Tarrant, who Travis.
I think he was demonstrating to the BBC the kind of stories they could tell. With that show. That's the impression I always get when I'm watching it, and so because all of the episodes are really quite different.
They are. So that's what I think about this one. Was it Jewel, which is somewhat a mix of a Star Trek episode. They've had a couple of those.
Yeah.
Where they have, but it's also like this weird 1970s sci-fi literature, right? Pulp. So that's and Isla Blair in it with a lot of very, very noticeable nipple action. Yeah.
Well, this is why I've never had any problems in getting through it. I think that she's a very beautiful woman, and yes, obviously it was very drafty.
But no, it was so. But she talks about it in the making of. She literally does. The old woman, the crone, was like, "You can't go out looking like that." She said, "I think I look pretty darn good." She was very happy to be sexy, right? It was
good for her. Get her out there again, play the character again. She might be pushing 90, but yeah, let's get them out again. Go on, let's see them.
What has jarred me was it was so incredibly different from everything else I'd seen. I was like, it was like a completely different show. Really weirdly, and I like the show. It's just like getting my head into it. Anyway, so we caught up with John Hammer, the production executive for Vanessa, blah blah blah. So they're saying, looks back at the first season of the new era as a huge success. How? It's been brilliant.
Who's done that? Who said that?
It's been John Hammer, 1M. It just shows the passion for Doctor as a brand, as we can still sell shit, even though we destroy the show. As a character in the world just keeps going, and it can regenerate each time. A cheesy line, but it can. Yeah, I think that they're surprised the legacy of Doctor Who still survives. Well, like as I know, nobody talk. It's not a water cooler show anymore. It's and honestly, for the life of me, I don't know why they didn't make a TikTok version of it, right? A social media version of it in 3-minute chunks or 6-minute chunks, designed to watch on your phone. That's the way you bring people in to watch it on TV, right? Like give them a positive experience.
I'm starting to come around to that way of thinking, but largely because I could kind of watch the odd minute here or there on the toilet or something like that.
Exactly. I mean, look at Night of the Doctor, for example.
And it needn't sort of puncture a hole in an actual evening of my valuable time if I'm doing something else.
You know, you're looking for the script. Then they're all desperate to get to the TikTok generation. Make it for them. But don't make the TV show with them because it's a different medium.
Rabbi, if they want to appeal to the TikTok generation, to the Zoomers in Britain now, it's a very simple answer for Russell T Davies. Very, very popular with that generation. Get him in as a guest star. Get Nigel Farage in there in the next season.
You're right. You're right.
And they'd love it. They'd love it. The kids would be really into that. Be all over TikTok. Get Big Nigel. That sort of out. Yeah.
Get Big Nigel. I can see Russell T Davies doing that in a heartbeat.
Reformation. Yeah. Reformation of the Daleks. Eh?
Yes. One big difference is the budget. It's no secret Doctor had a very welcome injection of cash. It's not getting that again. Resulting in visuals. Honestly, did you think the improved production values helped the show? No. It didn't at all.
It didn't help the show. There were, in the majority of the episodes, there were various elements where I thought, they couldn't have done that last season, or that's certainly something they would never have attempted 5 years ago.
That looked excellent, right? They pulled that off fantastically.
But none of it.
I would have been fine with the guy in a furry costume.
Yeah, but that's sort of they were very kind of isolated things. None of them combined to gel together to create a prestige, quality, world-class fantasy show. It was so in other words, it's misplaced. It's to throw money at a show of such low as it's been run presently, such low quality. It's absolutely pointless.
Yeah, I agree. So I think it was okay. We added ambition and made it a global show. No, you didn't, which it always has been. Again, I think they betrayed the character of Doctor of it as a show.
Disney made it a global show by putting it on their global platform. They have not. Bad Wolf or BBC Studios did not make a global show.
And excuse me, it did far better when it was on Netflix. You know why? Because it was better. It was better TV. So with the Afterlife reach and budget, what are the brand priorities right now? So brand director Hamilton explains, for us, it's celebrating the breadth of Doctor Who. Oh, that's okay. Let me translate that. Trying to point at anything other than the current era, right?
Yeah.
Remember Tom Baker? Here's a mug, right? That's what they're talking about.
Remember the stuff you liked?
yeah. Not queer. Here's Patrick Troughton. If I celebrate the breadth of Doctor Who, the fact that every day people are learning about it and falling in love with it. Well, yeah, but not for the shooty stuff.
He's quite right. It is astonishing, but it's only astonishing because it's not being supported by a TV show that's worth your time, worth your 40-45 minutes each Saturday.
Right. It's not that it's not being supported. The TV show is currently hurting it. That's why I think they want to get it out as soon as possible. Oh, thank God.
I'm not at a place, Rabbi, where when Whittaker was running, I would look at the calendar and I'd have an idea when the season was going to be on, and I'd just think, oh God, really? 10 weeks? It's like, no. I'd want time to slow down because I didn't want to get there. With these, I feel nothing. I don't feel that sense of impending dread, but I don't feel remotely excited either. It's worse.
I fall asleep a lot less in the shooty era than I did in the Jodie era. That was keeping my eyes open was really hard. I'm not. Yeah, it was that.
For the people out there who insist it's worse now than when Jodie was the Doctor, you're wrong. The very worst thing Doctor Who could be,
it's a totally different
very worst Doctor Who can ever be is boring. And every episode of the Whittaker era, with the exception of perhaps The Woman Who Fell to Earth and The Power of the Doctor, every one of them was as boring as fuck. So that's my. It is better now, but it is only marginally better.
It's better and repellent now.
yeah.
All right, so there's someone who always claimed Doctor Who has run its course. Go ahead. This is not a good interview, right?
The people who's fielding the questions too. I mean, the thing is, the people who are currently making it have run their course. That's it's clear for everybody to see.
When you make a character queer, that's where the character stops. Right, Superman. As soon as you made Superman gay, he had no character anymore. That's where the story ends. It's not where it begins. Oh, yeah. From a brand point of view, that's what we want to lean into. That Doctor Who means so many things to so many different people. Ignore our shit, right? But it's all a bit different. There are someone else saying Doctor Who's run its course. This one has. As for what she'd say to the. Was it a she? That portion of the viewership. Doctor Who will always be around in people's hearts and minds, and it'll never go away in that respect. Well, that's not really true. Everything dies eventually.
This is somebody who's talking in sound bites, who's read way too many interviews with Russell T Davies and thinks that he knows what he's talking about. He probably thinks that Stephen Fry is like really clever as well. It's like so you're hanging on to those ideas that we used to have 20 years ago.
Yes. It's been around for 60 years. It will continue be around for as long as people love Adventures in Time and Space. Yeah, but you're not making Adventures in Time and Space. You're making queer Adventures in Time and Space. I mean, like, give it a break.
What he's saying is it doesn't matter that they're making dross now because the good stuff that came before will always keep the brand afloat. That's effectively what this guy's saying.
Okay, you know what this is saying? Nothing. He's saying nothing. It's just promoting this auction. Can I zoom in on this? One of the least interesting items is the jacket that Matt Smith didn't wear. Right, the original. Where is it? Let me see if I can find it.
This is something.
You can just sit in the middle there. That's a jacket he didn't wear.
This is a belt that Peter Capaldi could have worn, but chose to wear another one.
Yes, exactly. So this was my headline. Sorry, I didn't get to it because I don't think I can stomach it. Love and Monsters, the most romantic moment in Doctor Who. This was not a romantic moment. Oh God. I just think that romance in the Doctor always fails. I mean, it worked one time. I think I didn't notice it not working. I think more say with 10th Doctor and Rose, because it was very new, and there was a lot of goodwill for the show in general. I never liked the idea that Capaldi's doctor settled down and lived with Riversong for 40 years. It just felt wrong.
I for some reason, it completely convinced me, but I never had any desire to see that.
Oh yeah, no, I know. It's not. I wasn't convinced by it. It just felt like it was wrong to the DNA of the character in the show.
I think it'd be wrong for the show, but the character. I do think the character is a romantic character, a romanticized character.
He's a romanticized character, but not yeah. Again, I just
and that's why the responses of other people around him that works. But as soon as the Doctor becomes an active component in something like that, that's when you're on very, very thin ice.
Well,
so, for example, when Amy Pond tries to snog the face off the Doctor, for example, and he's pushing her away, it's on thin ice, but it's written.
No, that's perfect.
Exactly, because the writer was properly in the Doctor's head, knew exactly what he was what he would do. In the case of Rogue, you've got two people who, if they had seen the show, it would have been very fleetingly, didn't care whether any of it was true to the character or not. They just wanted to put that man, that male character, that male icon in a situation where he would be in that.
It's on the list. We'll get to it in a second. 10th Doctor and Rose we mentioned already. I think also Tennant's performance really sold it as well, because he felt like the Doctor, and he felt like the Doctor heartbroken and in love. I think that's what made me want.
You watch those episodes, and there's very little actual content material for them to work with there. So it all comes to those two actors, and they both play it absolutely brilliantly. The fact that it's so convincing when they've got so little to work with. It's all off sort of feeling and glances, and the production values as well. They really help as well. It was before Murray Gold went really over the top, in my opinion. It's all quite heightened, yes, but it was absolutely right for the time and really well judged.
I will say it was the noughties. It felt like on the cutting edge. Right, trouble is the cutting edge now is garbage, more or less.
The Doctor, even with all of that going on, even when we can see all over his face how much he loves her, he's still a few steps back from it, so it still works.
Yeah, I agree with you. Joe Grant and Cliff Jones. This was the first. It's more like Pertwee driving away quietly, leaving the party, unnoticed, and Joe looks over and then looks back and smiles at the party. I love that. It's one of the that fabulous. And Sarah Jane Smith's leave was fantastic. There's a few really great ones, right? But this one's up there. It's one of the
I like this one better, even though I sorry, Katie, but I by far prefer Elizabeth Slade and Sarah Jane to Joe Grant. But I think this is the better departure, and mainly because Pertwee's good. Pertwee's not one for stepping back either, but he does in this. And Katie Manning really shines as Joe Grant throughout the Green Death, come to think of it, but particularly in these final few minutes.
This is a cut above Doctor Who. Danny Pink, Clara Oswald, we all wanted that to end forever. Oh God, that will kill the character. No, that was but again, it being Doctor adjacent, not Doctor, it made it much better. In fact, when I watch Last Christmas, I normally fast forward past the fantasy sequence with Danny Pink, because I'm like, I love that episode by the Last Christmas.
I don't think I've seen it since it was on.
It's really good. It's much better than you remember.
He got the real thin end of the wedge. Samuel Anderson, wasn't it, who played Danny Pink?
Yeah. He was very good on one of the Companion Chronicles with on Big Finish.
Oh, okay. I do like him.
Perry Brown again. There was no romance in that whatsoever.
No,
and still, it makes no sense that she went up like I don't imagine. Can you imagine Perry shagging Tina Carnos?
Not in a single.
No. I don't know why she always was angry and dressed like a slut. There was something going on with her, but she's a girl at the party you don't want to talk to. You think, you look on first glance, you go, oh, hello. And then when she starts talking, you're like, okay, no, I have to do some botany over here.
One drink in, go and talk to somebody else.
This was nice. I did like the happy ending for Jackie
Yeah.
Tyler.
They're very
yeah,
likable characters, and it's made
Right.
very clear that they belong together, and that it was fate that kind of tore them apart. And
Also,
so
I'd say douchebag extraordinaire, but fantastic writer Paul Cornell set him up perfectly in Father's Day. Well, I think probably one of the best episodes of the first season. Probably one of the first best episodes.
It's probably one of the best episodes of Doctor Who.
Yeah, it's really
certainly
good,
this century,
right?
probably
It's got
ever.
Great sci-fi Doctor Who mystery, and I love all the characters and performances. Grace and Graham O'Brien. No,
Really?
What? I know.
Grace and Graham O'Brien.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was okay because what's his name's a good actor.
They're both
thing on the screen.
Both Bradley Walsh and Sharon Lee Clark are both really good in those roles, but they're not together for long enough to convince. It's
right,
no.
and the Eighth Doctor snogging, having a quick kiss with Grace Holloway. No, it's not a romantic moment.
There is, I believe that there are romantic moments in that TV movie, but strangely enough, I don't think the kiss is one of them.
No, it's not. When they're riding on the bike is a romantic moment.
Yeah.
Like, I turn time back, that Amy Pond and Rory Winners, I think, that whole thing is deeply romantic. I agree with you.
Yes.
That works. 12th Doctor and Clara Oswald. What? 12th Doctor and Clara Oswald?
I don't see that.
Oh, no, okay, that wasn't romantic. Do you think I would care for you so little that betraying me would make a difference? That's an incredibly platonic love, right? Rather than a romantic love. But
it's a father's love.
Love with this incredible strength to it.
Yeah.
Do you remember that when she takes the keys?
Yeah.
Before
one of the best moments in Doctor Who history, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly, and it played perfectly. Ninth Doctor and Rose Tyler. Well, not really. I mean, he liked Rose, but it was too messed up, and that's where I think that's really where helped David Tennant's whole persona. First Doctor and Kamika. No, that was fine. Oh God, fuck off now. 13 and Yaz. No. No.
They've got to chuck it in there, haven't they? Even though it was a complete waste of time.
And went nowhere. And 15th Doctor and Rogue. Fuck off. Oh,
massive insult.
Fuck right off, right? Fuck right off. Nothing romantic about it whatsoever. Oh, yeah.
That episode is absolutely disgusting when you look back.
Yeah, it gets, and it ages poorly every second. You won't be able to do it, but go get through it. Go back and try and watch Rosa. That aged poorly, right? That aged very, very poorly. What is this? Special discussion, USAID report.
Yeah.
Has Doctor been getting money from the USAID as well?
Well, this is, we do these every now and again. So, yeah, we're back with the live stream at the end of the month. But until then, the little treats, other items from us continue. Latest one is this. This is a kind of, is it a round table when there's just a few of us? This is a discussion between myself and a couple of the other sort of regulars, semi-regulars on Type 40 about the USAID disclosures from a few days ago.
Oh, now I'm excited. I'm going to attempt to do that.
And so we sort of start with Doctor Who and we get back to Doctor Who, but we look at various other things. And the people who were there with me as part of this discussion are uniquely placed to talk about this because of their interests that sort of funnel into Doctor Who. So I think you'll enjoy this. It's kind of like when we do the live streams, I suppose it's kind of like the discussion segment of one of those. But this is very dedicated.
I will give it a listen.
That's coming up.
Shooter's second season is highly anticipated by him and Russell. No, it's not. My feeling is he is checked out big time. He's like not interested.
And don't forget as well, I want to plug this too because you're so generous with your time on where is it there? There we are. So this is Saturdays from 8 p.m. on the Spacebook channel. And so last week you battled valiantly on, and I do appreciate it.
Always a nightmare. No, but the worst day is Sunday because I'm always like a zombie on Sundays. But,
it'll be a shorter one this Saturday. We've got 2 or 3 cool things to talk about. We've been much more chilled out.
Back.
Well, no, that's not. No, these are previous shows here. So,
I thought that was coming up.
This is what people have missed so far. If you're not subscribed to the Spacebook,
okay, you've got to check this out. Firstly, go give Dan a sub. Obviously, you've got to check this show. Why do I stay up all bloody night to do it? Right, and then with Zombie the next day because it's such a good show. Genuinely, I just enjoy it so much. So please go and check it out. Right. Who knows what we're going to talk about this week?
We got a fair idea, but yeah, the Rabbi, he's on. Bolstrek is on, and Bolstrek brings an incredible public service film every week.
Each stream is Bolstrek bringing the Canadian health and safety movies. They're crazy.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And we mix and match with various other folks as well. So who will be there on Saturday? Not entirely sure yet. Looks like this bloke's going to be there. Bolstrek's going to be there. And we'll see who else can make it as well. But hopefully you'll be there in the live chat and you can join in and listen to all the nonsense. And we get a bit naughtier, a bit cheekier on a Saturday. And that's the benefit of it being a smaller channel. We can get away with a little bit more. So, come and join us. And, start drinking at about 6. You should be nicely in the right place.
You should be nicely warmed up for it. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Fine, with that, I think I'm going to wrap up, ladies and gentlemen. I am a bit cream-crackered. So I am back Saturday night, then I'm back again on Dan's channel about an hour or so later. Who knows or dares to dream what cyber filth we will wallow in. I'll give you a quick preview for my thumbnail. Haven't finished it yet for Saturday. We'll pull up the Nicola one again. Sure. Doink, there we go. How on earth can you say the MCU? I don't know. You tell me. So join me on Saturday and Sydney with the two the two bald men. We will see more. Anyway, with that, I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. I'm going to hit